we have going for the second session of today's one-day webinar. So we have Mr. K.M. Vijaykumar, President Cyber Society of India, to give his presentation on password hygiene, phishing safety, and ransomware alerts for school children and teachers. So let me introduce about our speaker. Mr. Vijaykumar is an award-winning cybersecurity leader with over 26 years of versatile experience in the information security realm, and work experience spreads across IT, telecom, consulting, and training. Currently, he is the global head, cybersecurity service in leading telecom organization. Also, he has played other roles including CISO, India Operations Managing InfoSec organizations, GSOCs in India and USA, and regulatory compliance. Prior to that, he worked in various leading IT services and consulting organizations in India and abroad, where he has instrumental in setting up InfoSec organizations and established governance, risk, and compliance activities, consulting service various customers on various InfoSec standards and assurance initiatives. He holds the position of President Cyber Society of India and President ISC2 Chennai InfoSec Security Forum. He has won top 100 CISO in India award from CISO platform. He is an eminent speaker in various cybersecurity forums in India and international locations, and also wrote several articles on cybersecurity topics. Regular speaker in leading satellite TV channels for panel discussion and cyber crime awareness related topics. It's my immense pleasure and welcome you, sir. I welcome you and the forum is yours. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to address the CSI forum, sharing my experience and best practices on various InfoSec topic to teachers, because teachers play an important role in imparting not only on the education part, the cybersecurity awareness to the students as well. I think it is the great initiative done by the CSI, because by imparting awareness to the teachers, it will have an effective cascading effort, basically to further in turn sharing the knowledge, whatever the teachers have attained right through the various the forums, various sessions, right? So it would be much more effective. With that introduction, I think the introduction briefly they have covered about my professional experience and my contributions to the various information security forums in India and international locations. Before getting to the presentation, let me take a couple of minutes to give a brief introduction about Cyber Society of India. I am the president of Cyber Society of India. Cyber Society of India formed in 2004. It is basically like-minded, the security professionals, law enforcement professionals, and legal professionals come together and formed this forum in 2004. We have been conducting the various in-person workshops as well as the virtual workshops to create predominantly awareness on the cyber crime related matters, cyber law related matters, emerging security topics, right? The idea is to create awareness, because today there are a lot of actually the technology evolution, even the cyber crime scenarios also, the emerging technologies are there, right? The technology involvement creating or involving the cyber crime scenarios. So it is important to provide insights around various cyber crime related basically scenarios, and then how one has to overcome, protect themselves when they use the latest technologies. That is what we have been doing. Our vision is predominantly on to bring awareness to the netizens regarding cyber threats and prevention techniques, which helps in building a peaceful and ethical online community. To achieve this mission, as I mentioned, since the inception of this forum in 2004, the Cyber Society of India is efficiently collaborating in its network of people from the judiciary, people, government officials, and the law enforcement people. We have been conducting various programs, online as well as the physical, for last few years, which had overwhelming response of participants from across the globe. So you can also visit the Cyber Society of India, cyc.in website. There is a YouTube channel, again, related to the Cyber Society of India, wherein all our program, awareness program related video content is posted on YouTube channel, as well as our program updates are available in SciC website as well. So I would encourage all of you to spend time in going through the website, going through the YouTube channel, and cascade this awareness to your friends and family members. With that introduction, let us get into the today's topic. Let me share my screen. Just confirm me whether you can see my screen.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Very good, sir.
Okay, today's topic is cybersecurity awareness on password hygiene, phishing safety, and ransomware alerts. Predominantly, we would cover these three aspects, and then at the end of this presentation, I'll also give a brief the overview about do's and don'ts covering various cybersecurity related matters. Let us start with the password security. Okay, when we talk about information security, there are three key pillars, the CIA triads. CIA means C for confidentiality, I for integrity, A for availability. Okay, the confidentiality means ensuring that information is accessible only by authorized people. Integrity means ensuring the accuracy of the data, right? And no one altered even during the usage or the transit or in the storage, right? That is important for ensuring the integrity part. Availability is ensuring that the information or system is accessible when it is needed. If you take care of the three aspects, confidentiality and integrity and availability, then you will be able to basically secure the system data as well as protect from any sort of data breaches. So if you look at the CIA triad, the confidentiality aspect, how do you ensure the information is accessible only by authorized people? One of the measure or one of the control is password. That is what we are going to cover, right? So password, many people think that password is something like it is for just login, some namesake purpose. If you set it for 3 characters, 4 characters, it would actually take care of the authorized access, right? I will talk about how you need to set the password which is stronger, which is a complex one, right? That is very, very important. So just I wanted to throw some of the questions, right? This is again for the participants to basically visualize what are all the various scenarios. So how many of you set the single password for all your personal account, official, as well as your banking account, right? Some of you. Then again, the second scenario is what is the minimum length to be set while you are configuring or setting the password? Is the 5 characters length is safe, or 6 is safe, or just 3 or 4 characters, right? When we talk about the password, if I set the password with only numeric, or if I set password only with alpha characters, or if I set with some combination of alphanumeric, does it enough, right? We will also talk about that. So what is the best practices? So if you set 4 characters length or 5 characters length, how easy for hacker to crack the password instantly? If you think 4 characters, if you put it only by numeric, it is instant. The similar way, if you set only alphanumeric characters, it is again few seconds it is going to take cracking the password. So to create this awareness, importance of awareness on the password, if you look at World Password Day is celebrated annually on the first Thursday of May to raise awareness, impart awareness on importance of setting a complex and strong passwords. So if you look at the statistics of the survey, 81% of the hacking related breaches leveraged either stolen or weak credentials. What does it mean? If you set a weak credentials, that is what causing compromise of the system. Because it is the weak credential, the credentials are compromised. It is available in a public forum that are leveraged by threat actors, leading to some of the compromises. If you look at password, I don't want to get too much on cracking method or ethical hacking related things, because predominantly if you look at how do they crack these passwords or how do they sniff the password, there are various techniques, right? That's what given if you look at the top 10, the dictionary attack, list of well-known passwords like password 123, flower 123, or name, date of birth, July 123, at 123, whatever, right? These all available in a dictionary. What they do is they use this dictionary, they run against this password attempts. If you set a weak password, within few seconds they can crack. Then the brute force attempt, it is a combination of alphanumeric characters, special characters. It will take some more time, but it is they'll be able to eventually crack that password. Social engineering, this is again, I will also spend some time on social engineering because this is very, very important. Today's topic will be covering phishing as well, right? The phishing, wishing, and smishing. This is part of social engineering techniques. Social engineering is non-technical intrusions to gain sensitive information from the user. When I say non-technical, in this case, hacker or the threat actor is not going to exploit any vulnerability on the system, right? What they do is they use psychological tricks. It could be certain impersonation, or it could be a shoulder surfing, or it is something like imitating somebody else's voice, try to gain this information, personal information. Once they get it, use those information to gain the access. That is what shoulder surfing is one of the technique. Phishing is one of the technique. Keylogger, there are certain malicious softwares. The moment your system is infected, whatever keystrokes, you type the passwords, it could be a PIN numbers. Those details are captured by the keylogger and then send it to the person who programmed it, right? Infostealer malware. Today, if you look at malwares are coded to basically collect information about sensitive information, password or PIN, right? Man in the middle attack, when the communication takes place from source to the destination, somebody get in between, snip the traffic, capture all the sensitive information, sensitive transactions, again getting the password. These are all the various techniques available today to crack the password, right? Then again, what are all the tools used? These are some of the top tools. John the Ripper, air cracking, Hydra, Hashcat, these are the tools. Now, how do we overcome from the scenario? How one has to set the complex or the strong password? Right. Now, you may be thinking, right, I have a password of 4 characters length, 5 characters length. I have set the password only with the numeric numbers. I have set the password only with the words, the lowercase or the uppercase. I have a combination. If you look at the table, if somebody is setting a password character length of 4 character and it is number only, today the kind of technologies tools are available, how long will it take for a hacker to crack the password? Which is instantly. Instantly. It is 1 or 2 seconds will take time to basically crack the password. So same is the case for if you set a 10 characters length of password, only number, the password can be cracked instantly. Then again the second column, if you look at the second column, lowercase letters. Lowercase letters up to 7 characters, it is instant, 8, 5 seconds, 9, 2 seconds, 10, 58 minutes, right? If you look at the combination of upper and lower cases, then again, up to 6 characters length, it is instant. Then if you set more like a 7 and 8, 9 characters, it would take few minutes and hours. That's what it says. 8 characters length, 22 minutes, 9 characters, 19 hours. Again, the combination of all, the numeric, alphanumeric, special characters, then uppercase, lowercase, all those things you have set the password, right? Which means you need to have a minimum character length of 9 characters with the alphanumeric, the combinations, symbols, lowercase, uppercase. Then it would take for hacker or any of the tool to crack 3 weeks time, which means what will happen? That is the reason if you look at some of the corporate, they have a policy of changing the passwords at the regular interval, right? Once in 15 days, 2 weeks time, or once in 3 weeks time. Today, the world is moving away from passwords because this is again vulnerable, right? It is crackable. That is what it shows. If you look at the data points here, it clearly says whatever maybe if you set the 10 characters length with all the combinations, still it is crackable. Only it takes matter of days, right? 21 days or the 20 days or maximum 30 days. So how do we overcome this? That is the reason if you look at the world is moving away from the passwords. They have come up with an additional layer of security, which means the second layer of security, what you need to do? You need to enable the multi-factor authentication. This is available for all the Gmail, Yahoo, the webmail, the free webmail, all the access you can configure for second factor, multi-factor authentication, right? If you go to your account settings, if you select the option multi-factor, then you will get a notification on your mobile when there is a login. The moment you approve yes, only then the access is allowed. Or you integrate with, enable with Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, which will provide the second factor code. Whenever you log into your webmail account or any of the social media account, it could be Facebook or the Instagram, it will prompt for the second factor authentication, right? You'll have to go to Google Authenticator, the Facebook account or whatever you integrated, you supply that the code or the PIN number, only then the access is permitted. Banks, if you look at long back, they have come up with a multi-layer security, right? One is a password. Second thing is there is a OTP, time-based OTP sent to your mobile number. Then again, the third, some of the high volume transactions, there is a grid options, right? You'll have to supply with the grid numbers. Again, the additional layer of security also they have put in. There is a 3 level of authentication. Even if you look at the laptops or laptop, again, the access to laptop, some of the access to the sensitive systems, again, in addition to the password, now there is a biometric based, right? Retina based authentication. These all why? Because password, whatever the characters you said, it is going to take time, but there are mechanisms available to track it. That is where the additional layer of security is built in. Now, the question is, how do we set the complex password, right? One of the challenge today is you might have at least 1 or 2 the free webmail accounts. You might have a e-commerce. You might have the social media accounts. You have a banking accounts. If you are a working professional, officially you might have access to various applications, right? One of the challenges managing these passwords. Again, setting a complex passwords, right? How do we do that? So that is where there are tools are available, right? So if you go there, I will show some of the things. Right, LastPass is one of the tools. Say, for example, I wanted to set 10 characters length of password, the combination of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols, right? If you put it, so it gives the password. So if I give 11, it gives a password. So you can copy the password, use it. Now the thing is that you will have to safely keep this passwords, right? That is where now there are a lot of password manager tools also available, which means you can generate the password using the password generator tools, and you don't have to remember those passwords. These passwords are remembered by the password manager tool. Whenever you log into the application, it will prompt. Then the moment if you click it, the password will be automatically taken from password manager. Or if you are actually you wanted to manage manually, then use some of the tools for generating a password. Keep it manually in an encrypted file, right? Whatever it works for you. So otherwise, how do you set the complex password? You select any one of the phrase whatever the favorite quote. You can select form some sentence, right? Say, for example, today I am attending CSI, the information security awareness training. This is a sentence, right? You can have your own algorithm. Each of the word, let me select the word, right? And then I put the date, something like that. You can form 9 characters, 10 characters password. This is again your own algorithm, but the algorithm you need to remember. I can set another password from the same sentence. Let us pick up the second letter of each word. In between, add again the hash, whatever, right? Then with the numbers, today's date, form the password. There are methods are available. Now, you know this, what are all the risks associated, right? Now, one of the thing is that you know a lot of accounts. Now, how do you know that some of you have a practice of setting a same password across all your accounts? Could be a personal, could be your bank, again your official, all your e-commerce registration, right? One of the very big risks is many times, recent times, if you look at it, the Gmail got compromised, wherein the thousands of Gmail user IDs, the credentials got exposed. Then there was a news sometime back, Yahoo compromised. Then a lot of e-commerce websites, right, got compromised. The thousands of users' email ID got exposed. So some of the things like Big Basket, again the Aditya Birla, a lot of things, right? Which means now what sort of assessment done by you? You might have subscribed to those websites. You might have account on those things. When there is a news on the public news, have you done any assessment to see whether your account is impacted? Just assume the scenario. If you are setting a same password across all your account, one of the account, e-commerce account, is compromised. The credentials are exposed in the public, which means it is available in a dark web, right? Somebody paying a $5, $10, they can get the credentials, use those credentials to gain access to your accounts. Have you done any assessment? That's a big risk, right? Setting a single password for all your accounts, right? I will show you some of the things. How do you assess that whether any of your existing email ID or the passwords are compromised? If you look at this, is have I been pawned, right? So just I'll put a email. This is one of my email account. I'm just putting example to see whether this email ID is compromised, found to be available in a dark web, deep web, right? I just do the search. This is the collection of compromised the email IDs, passwords, this account, right? So it says good news, no pawn found, right? So which means this email ID is not there. Now, let me put a different email ID. See, it says it found 355 data breaches and found 145 paste, right? If we go down, which all those incidents? See, it says some of the known thing is Adobe breach. It had happened in October 2013, which means this email ID was used in Adobe for registration. This person is having account. The similar way, here if you look at Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail, December 2021. Then again, if you come down, Apollo account. Then if you come down, scroll down, Big Basket. Then again, the Bitcoin. This is again the Gmail, the dump group, right? Like that, so many things. Now, ideally, what you should do when you found your email ID is exposed in a public or part of some of the compromises, breaches, ideally, you should do this impact assessment to see whether your email ID got exposed or impacted. One of the best practices, go and change your password. That is one. Second thing is, if the multi-factor authentication is not set, then you will have to set to prevent any sort of unauthorized access, because already your email ID and credentials are exposed, which is available in a public forum, right? Only thing is, how do you prevent? Change the password so that even somebody using a compromised credentials, they will not gain access. Second thing is, by setting a multi-factor authentication, additional layer of security, you can prevent access to your accounts, right? This is important. This is what you will have to do. Now, what are all the best practices? This I spoke about. Sign up with some of the password managers, use password generator tool, to set the complex password. When you set the password, again the alphanumeric special characters, lower uppercase combination. At least you have seen the table, right? 9 to 10 characters length should be set so that at least it would take 21 or 3 to 4 weeks time. By the time you should have a practice of changing the password on a monthly basis. This is one. Second is for all your account, web by email or the social media accounts, go and enable the multi-factor authentication. This is the immediate one. You can actually use Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator. That is important, right? So again, avoid giving the personal information in a social media, right? Both your phone numbers or the email IDs, your birth date, again, the anniversary details, all those things, right? This is what basically attracts this information, because hackers always use crawlers to basically pick valid information, email IDs, other personal information from the internet. Same informations are used against targeting the individuals as well. So these are all some of the best practices on password hygiene and password security. I hope you are able to follow me. Let me take a pause. Can someone confirm? Are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, with this, completing this password hygiene, let us move to this phishing. Phishing, again, wishing and smishing, these are all part of social engineering. Already I spoke about social engineering, right? Social engineering is a non-technical intrusion, basically used by the threat actors or the hackers to gain sensitive information of users or the organization, right? Phishing is again a form of cybercrime. This is one of the effective technique, 25-year-old techniques. Still today, it is much more effective than any other the techniques, right? If you look at most of the cybercrime or most of the hacking, if properly do this root cause analysis, it will end up in a phishing. It will end up in a social engineering attack. That is what the global statistics says, right? So it is an attempt to obtain sensitive information such as username, passwords, and credit card. This you would have seen. Phishing means it is again impersonating the legitimate site. It could be your banking site. It could be some of the government sites, right? They will create a fraudulent site which is similar to the original one. The logo, the content, everything remains same. What is the difference here? Say, for example, like if the bank name is like ICICIbank.com. Okay. So when I put ICICI, this is the legitimate site, ICICI Bank, right? ICICL, I and L, it would be very difficult to differentiate on the URL when you type it in a website address, right? Instead of I, they put L, or they put one more I, or they put one more C, which the users will not actually identify easily, right? This is called like cyber squatting. On that domain name, they make certain actually spelling issues, or they make certain impersonation, right? To make the users basically difficult to detect it, right? Otherwise, the content, the logo, whatever information, user information, everything remains same, right? This information comes, everybody looks at the logo, looks at the content, then if they think like this is a legit site of the government or legit site of the so-and-so bank, ABC bank, whatever it is, then they start giving the credentials. The moment you give the credentials, it will not go to the bank or it will not go to the government organization. It will go to the fraudulent person who created this particular website, right? So this is the modus of operandi, this phishing. This phishing always comes in an email as a link, right? That is where if you just move your mouse and scroll on that particular URL, you know, right? Whatever the URL present in that particular email content, when you actually scroll on the URL, whatever it shows, right? It should be same, right? If it is a different, then it is getting redirected or it is a phishing URL, or If you look at that URL name, you will be able to identify clearly whether this is the legitimate site or something like a phished site. So phishing, if you look at commonly, there are 4 to 5 types are there, right? Common phishing, I spoke. This is a fraudulent email, comes with a general message, impersonating banking, impersonating or the government sites, right? Wherever user-related details, sensitive details are involved. Spear phishing, fraudulent email that appears to be from someone you know, known people, right? If you are working in an organization, it pretends to be coming from your CEO, CFO, or manager. That is how it looks, right? Smishing, the same phishing technique, but this actually comes as a text message in the mobile. Text message. That is called smishing. That is why SMS, smishing. Phishing, this is also type of a phishing, but it is a phone call, right? Generally, like you all will be getting a lot of actually phone call as a part of telemarketing call. You never know whether this call is coming from that particular bank or particular organization, but they claim that are you looking for a bank, are you looking for a loan, are you looking for certain actually offers? You get this actually phone call, right? Phishing. Wallet, this is again the phishing email, again targeting some high profile or the celebrities, right? That's called like wallet. So these are all the broadly 5 different types of the phishings are there. Now, how do you identify the phishing email? As I mentioned, there are certain red flags which you can identify when you get an email. The email, one of the things is like on the domain, you will have to see, right? Whatever the URL, you will have to clearly that particular domain, right? Whether the domain is a legitimate or anything like a suspicious. From that, you will be able to identify it is a phishing email. Second thing is lack of personalization. When somebody doing a phishing, emit the phishing email or the spamming, they don't send any personal email because for them the target is they send thousands of email to see at least a few of them fall victim for the phishing. That is the modus operandi, which means they cannot put like dear Vijay, dear Ram, right? So they say dear customer. That would be a generic thing, right? That is one of the particular red flag you can identify. If you are coming from a bank never address dear customer, right? Because they have all the details about you. They will actually put your name, your account number, all those details will be there. Similar way, bad spelling and grammar. In this, because the spammers normally pick up some of the readily available content on the internet, some of the content writing site, generally it used to be a lot of grammatical mistakes on that phishing email content. That is one. Strange website links, I have already told you how you will have to use your mouse over a website link to identify suspicious or legitimate URL given. Then the suspicious attachment. Attachment itself, we all know it is like a doc or the Excel. It will have some strange, the suspicious attachment, which means moment you download that suspicious attachment, your system might be compromised, right? That is where it will have a suspicious attachment name. That is also important. Then obviously the sender, you may not know, it is unfamiliar or unknown sender. Second thing is other thing you need to watch is they will create a sense of urgency and asking your personal information to submit within some timeline of 24 hours. That's the sense of urgency that email will create. Say for example, we are in the process of upgrading the system. We are validating customer account detail. If you don't provide your personal information in this particular format within 24 hours, your account will be deactivated or your ATM will be deactivated. Moment somebody saying ATM account will be deactivated, they will get panic, right? Second thing is they will create a sense of urgency. This has to be done within 24 hours or within like 8 hours. That itself is basically a suspicious activity, right? So you don't have to get actually panic. If there is any issue, yes, let it get actually locked, right? You can call your bank or walk into your branch. You can validate, right? Nobody actually create this sort of the urgency or acting customers to basically take actions. Banks are creating a lot of awareness time and again. RBI is creating awareness. They are actually clearly stating that bank never ask your personal information, PIN, CVV, your ATM PIN or all other details, right? These details are available already with them. They never ask through the telecaller, through this email information. So don't fall prey for these things don't fall prey for this sort of sense of urgency, right? Whatever they create, that email come from a undisclosed, unknown, or unsolicited email. These are all some of the red flag through which you can clearly identify the phishing email. Second is phishing email. I spoke about telecaller, right? You are getting a lot of calls. The caller claims that they are calling from a bank. We never know, are the employee of that particular bank? How did they get these informations, right? So which means you should never ever disclose your banking related information. Already there is a clear guideline given by bank, clear guideline given by RBI, right? Never share your account detail, never share your password, PIN, CVE details, OTP details to the telecaller, right? Until unless you are clearly validated, they are authorized, right? So don't share any information with them. This is on phishing. Phishing is basically a phishing attempt that you will get it through basically a voice call, right? Somebody impersonating, somebody imitating as if they are calling from or representing a bank, trying to reach out to these customers, asking for sensitive information about account. Phishing, this is the form of phishing, but it comes as a text message in your mobile phone, right? Today, most of the cybercrime attacks, right, happen due to someone actually clicking the malicious link received in a SMS, malicious link received in an email. This is the predominant cause for most of the cybercrime attacks, right? Which means like, again on the SMS, you know, the famous Nigerian scam. Somebody will send a message stating that you won this so much millions of dollars in a lottery, right? To claim this particular amount, you will have to call, or you click this link, provide the detail, right? So then again, you will say, you have already won the cash prize, you will have to scan this particular thing, this claim for it. If you actually scan that particular thing, then provide this OTP, rather than you receive the money, amount will be taken away from your account, right? That is what happened most of the cases, OTP fraud. OTP you need to give only when you are doing a transaction. Money is actually transacting from your account, not for receiving. If you are expecting money from other account, expected to receive a money, you never share OTP to the other person, right? If you share the OTP, that means that is the authorization you are giving to deduct money from your account, not to credit. It is as good as when you are issuing a check, you sign the check to authorize, you authorize the bank to deduct so-and-so amount from your account, right? The similar way, when you do any transactions, right, in the shops, you scan the QR code, then you need to give a OTP. You are authorizing it. Why you have to give a OTP when you want to receive a money? Most of the cybercrime cases, people share OTP thinking that they will receive a money, rather the money will get deducted from their account. So this is one actually very, very dangerous. That is why one of the thumb rule you need to keep is never ever click link that is received from unknown sender, right? Suspicious sender, unknown caller, don't receive it. Are we good? Just I wanted to take a quick check. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Third topic is ransomware.
Can you just go from, yeah, thank you, sir.
Third topic is ransomware. So, you know, if you look at the malware, it has evolved over a period of time, right? Initially, we all know, initially it started with a virus, then again worm, then we heard the Trojan horse, then we heard rootkits. Today, we all are talking about the ransomware, right? So ransomware is a type of a malicious software. It is again a malware. But each and every malware program, it will actually act the way in which they code that program, right? This ransomware is basically programmed, this malicious software is programmed to basically hold your files, computer hostage, and then demanding payment for you to regain the access, which means what happens is that the moment you click any of the suspicious link, or if you download any shareware programs, it might come with some of the malicious software, right? The moment the payload gets into your system, the program is designed to basically lock either that whole drive, C drive or the D drive, or it can actually encrypt the Microsoft Office document, which means all your Microsoft Office related documents, Excel file, PDFs, then again PPTs, again the Adobe PDF files are inaccessible, which means these all encrypted. That's a way. See, earlier if you look at, okay, it will infect that particular file. That is what used to happen earlier when we talk about the virus. Then worms, once infected, it would propagate in the network, right? If the systems are all connected in the network, all the basically systems connected on the network will get infected. That's a worm behavior. Then the Trojan horse, the moment it infected, it opened up the back door through which the hacker will continue to have access on the system. That is how the Trojan and backdoor that works, right? Ransomware, here, the moment you click the malicious link, the payload is actually get into your system, then your drive will get basically encrypted, or some of the key documents, Microsoft documents will get encrypted. You will get a message of ransom message, right? Your drive is locked, encrypted, or your Office 365 related documents are inaccessible. To access these files, you need the encryption key, for which please scan and pay ransom in basically cryptocurrency. That's a message. You will get it, right? So if you look at source of this ransomware, on the left side, you can see, right? Cracked or pirated software. All the softwares, make sure you have the license, appropriate license, right? If you use a cracked or the pirated software, this is one of the source for getting a malicious software. Second is the mails coming from unknown source, unsolicited email having certain suspicious link, right? Or clicking an unknown suspicious link, or downloading a malicious attachment, that could be one of the source. Third very important thing is infected pen drive, right? There are a lot of actually hacking stories, the compromises on the pen drive, right? Today you get the freeware, some of the pen drives found to be available on the roadside, or something like somebody left it, right? Moment if you think like there is a pen drive, if you plug in, right, you never know. It might have a malicious actually software, it might have a certain actually malicious code. The moment you connect, your system might get infected and your system is compromised. So you need to be very, very clear on those things. Then the fourth is there are drive-by download website, there are advertisements, right, or the adware program that is also cause for some of the malicious program. So this is the source of the infections. Then once the system is infected from one of the sources, then hacker gain access, install the malicious packages. That is what I said, the basically a payload. Once get into the system, it basically encrypted. The data gets encrypted, ransom note displayed in a screen, ransom demand to unlock the data. So how does it look is, I have the screenshot also, let me show you. Okay. So one of the things, this is how it looks, right? And the moment your system is encrypted, what happened to my computer? Your important files are encrypted. Can I recover my files? Sure, we guarantee that you recover all your file safety. This, how do I pay? Then this is again through the Bitcoin. They'll give a QR code or they'll give a number, right? Then there is a timer also running on the left side. This is how you will get this message. But now the question is, what is the guarantee that you will get the data if you are making the payment? Is there a guarantee? No guarantee. No guarantee, because you are interacting with someone, or you are doing a transaction with someone who is unknown to you. We don't know which country is he operating, right? After receiving a payment, is there any guarantee that he will give a decryption key? No guarantee. So never get involved, never make any attempt of paying a ransom to get the decryption key. Then what is the best practice? The proactive measures is, even today, the malware malicious programs are available for all the OS, because earlier there was a myth that only Windows system get infected, right? Not like that. Today, even the non-Windows systems, Linux system, there are malwares available for Apple iOS systems as well, right? Which means today you require a malware protection, ransomware protection for your laptop, your home computers, your mobile devices. It all comes with a total security, all-in-one protections, right? AV protection, the antivirus protections, malware protections, ransomware protections. You need to get that software, right? Ensure that the signatures are up to date, so that whatever the system's actually getting into, whatever data getting into your system that is scanned, it also gives some level of first level of defense, the protections, right? To basically stop any sort of malicious file getting into the system. So this is very, very important to have the malware protection software in all the gadgets, all your devices. That's point number one. Second is you should have a practice of taking backup of all your data, which means you can have a cloud subscription or you can have a external hard drive and take the data on periodic basis. It could be weekly, monthly, or daily, based on the sensitivity you can define, right? Why I'm saying is the moment your system is affected with the ransomware, right? Ransomware, malware, ransomware, the program, then the only way to basically recover your system is rebuilding the system from the scratch. You will have to do the format, you will have to rebuild with a new OS, and then you need to create the file system. Then all your data needs to be restored from your backup. That's the only way guarantee that you can actually recover your system fresh, as well as your data are available. Whatever, if you're taking a daily backup, at least your loss would be limited to only 24 hours, weekly, maximum week, right? But most of your 90% of your data are available. If you make an attempt of paying a ransom to a threat actor, then there is no guarantee. That is one. Some of the cases, you might get the decryption key, right? But what is the guarantee that again they will not encrypt, right? And second thing is this data, they can make it available in some of the underground forums, right? Dark web, deep webs for the sale as well. So don't get into any discussion interactions with this particular phone numbers or the contact email IDs. Best thing is recover from the scratch, rebuilding the OS. The proactive measure is, I think you need to have a licensed software. Make sure the operating system related patches, hotfixes are up to date. You are running with the latest version so that nobody can exploit any OS related vulnerability. That is point number one. Second is you need to have a malware protection software, which actually comes with the ransomware protections as well. Make sure the signatures are updated periodically on the systems to prevent from any sort of new malware, new ransomware. Then third is the backup mechanism, implement the backup mechanism so that in a worst case scenario, even your system gets basically affected with the ransomware, you will be able to rebuild the new OS and then restore the data from your backups. That's the best approach. So this is what I have given in the best practices as well to avoid ransomware. The last topic I have added is voice and video deepfakes. So if you look at day in, day out, we have been seeing news. There are deepfakes targeting some of the celebrities, some of the political persons, right? So how do they do that? This is again leveraging artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence has reached to the level where it can create convincingly near actually the mimic, almost near to this, the legit human voices as well as the video content, right? That is what creating havoc across the globe. If you look at the stats today, 85% increase in number of deep fakes. It is on the internet as well as the social media, right? And today, basically, if you look at some time back, this data was taken. There are close to 15K deepfakes on the internet, right? This is again targeting some of the celebrity on the social media or whatever reported cases. This data has been taken, and 47% of the people admit that they could be a victim of deepfakes. I will tell you one example recently. This is basically happened in Hong Kong MNC, right? This is sometime in January 2024, right? So Hong Kong MNC suffered 25.6 million loss in a deepfake scam. How does it happen, right? I will tell you the scenario. This is basically one of the MNC multinational company. This is on a finance department. Finance department, the cash payable team received an email initially stating that that email is pretends to be coming from CFO of the company, stating that within 4 hours we need to do the wire transfer of 25.6 million USD to so and so account, right? So this finance guy was smart, and he could identify, because I spoke about some of the red flags. He also looked at the emails. He identified certain red flags. Then he suspected it is a phishing email. Then he said, it looks like a phishing email, right? I will not be able to do this particular transaction. Something like that, this guy has responded. Then he gets basically another message, pretends to be from CFO, stating that we are setting up the video call, Skype call. We want you to join in next 15 minutes. Okay. Then this guy said, okay, let me basically join a call to see that. Okay, this information, he also got a call that basically the voice is also basically similar to the CFO. Then this guy is smart. He said, no, I'll have to check internally with my manager and some of the higher authorities before making any decision on the wire transfer. Then the other end, the CFO, the person impersonating CFO, he said, no, anyhow, to clarify your doubt, I'm setting a Skype meeting, video meeting, along with your managers and some of the senior officials as well. You join the call in 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, this finance department person joined the call in a Skype. On the other end, CFO is there. This person's manager, some of the higher officials also present in a call. There was a discussion, and on the discussion, the person claiming as a CFO is actually telling on a video conference call, I hope now your doubts are clarified. To make this payment, you need to make 25.6 million the wire transfer to this account. On the other end, this finance department person looks at, okay, it is exactly similar to CFO. CFO is there. Some of the higher officials are there. Same people in the email also they have copied. So this person is reconciling. Okay, email also the so people were copied. All those people in the video conference call as well. After disconnecting a call, this guy actually fulfilled this requirement of making 25.6 million wire transfer. After making a payment, then in 2 minutes, this immediately actual CFO of that particular company gets an alert. There is a high volume transaction done by finance department. That is where he called and his managers and this person. Then this whole organization, this person understood that he was a victim of this particular phishing attempt, right? What happens now? They use this deepfake technology, which means all these 3 channels, they were able to convince, even though this organization finance department person, initially he suspected it could be a phishing email. That is why he did not act for that initial email. Then the second, the voice call also, he was able to doubt, okay, this could be a phishing call. But however, where he fall prey, when you look at all these people, right, managers, again, the top management people, including a CFO, in a call, the Skype video call, he believed and he executed this particular transaction. Finally, they have realized they were actually fall victim of this particular deepfake technology and they lost 25.6. This came in the news and this is available in the internet as well. You can anytime, you can actually look at it. This is a news. Finance worker pays out 25 million after video call with deepfake chief financial officer. This is in Hong Kong, one of the MNC, very popular. After that, the FBI, they have taken action. They identified the person and arrested. Those things and all happened at the later. But why I'm saying is that now you can imagine how these AI technologies are effectively leveraged by threat actors, hackers, basically to launch certain attack, to basically compromise the victims, right? That's what happening. So the final one is on the ransomware today, how it works is the ransomware as a service available. We all heard the cloud service, we all heard security service, IT outsourcing, right? Similar to that, the ransomware as a service also available. What does it mean? Which means there are skilled people, right? The hackers or the threat actors who does this malicious the activity. They have a skill set. But the service, what do they get? The service people, they have a tool set, they have a technology to basically launch attacks. So how does it work? Threat actors operating from some of the risky countries, right? Russia, it could be Russia, China. These all actually state-sponsored threat actors reach out to the service, ransomware as a service. They use the tool sets, the technologies available to them, launch an attack against the critical information infrastructure. It could be a banking, healthcare. Why are they targeting bank? Because the money, the personal information. Healthcare, the personal information. Because the moment they lock, they can actually demand for a ransom, right? Because the lot of the patient history, that personal information will be at stake. Similar way, bank, the customers, the personal information will be at stake, and there is a the transaction as well. So that's why they target the critical information infrastructures, the government and the federal agencies. They launch the attack. After compromise, the hacker activity is over. The ransomware as a service, the central group, they reach out to this victim, they do this negotiation of ransom, and then actually work with the threat actor for sharing this decryption key. This is how the model is working, right? It is not an individual person who is launching attack. This is available as a service. A lot of compromised credentials available in a dark web, deep web. They pay $5, $10, $100. They get this all the leaked credentials, compromised credentials, use those credentials for launching attack. They actually leverage the ransomware as a service, get the service tool sets, launch the attack on critical infrastructure. This is how the whole the system works. Now, coming back to this last topic on the cybersecurity guidelines, right? We saw the password hygiene, password security guidelines, followed by, we have also seen social engineering, some of the top 3 techniques, phishing, wishing, as well as the smishing. Then the third topic, we have seen the malicious program, ransomware, and how to protect, how to overcome from the ransomware attack. In case you fall victim of ransomware actually attack, how do you recover, right? What is the best practices around recovering your data? So these all aspects we have seen. At the end, I wanted to cover, comprising all these topics. Here we have put some of the do's and don'ts. That's what covered under cybersecurity guidelines, right? Do's, use the effective the malware protection software. That is important. We spoke, I have also emphasized on, right, how you need to be proactive to prevent from some of the malicious infections. Second is download apps from unauthorized apps or the sites, right? So if you take the individual's mobile, at least a minimum 30 to 50, the apps are available. What you need to do is make sure that the apps are downloaded from authorized store. If it is an Android, then the Google Play Store. If it is the iPhone, then the App Store. don't rely on some of the third-party link to download, right? There is no reliability. At least when you download from the authorized app stores, there is a regulations in place in terms of validation mechanism, who is the app owner, then there is a play product basically to scan for malicious infections. But there is no mechanism or validations available on third party, you cannot rely. So don't download anything from unauthorized, unknown third party, the app stores or the links, right? That's one. The similar way, check for
Sorry,
genuine.
sir. Sorry to interrupt, sir. Sir, put it in the slideshow mode, sir, please.
Okay. Hope you can see now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Second is on phishing related things. Obviously, you need to be very vigilant when you receive email from unknown centers, particularly receiving a suspicious attachment. Check the URL properly. Make sure it is coming from a legitimate source. Then I spoke about some of the red flags, right? How to identify phishing, suspicious email, eliminate those things. Then if you are sure, then you can open that email or click that link, right? Before downloading unknown attachment, you need to be wary and make sure it does not have any the malicious program. If you have a malware protections, then when you download, it also scans to detect any sort of malicious infections. In the similar way, when it comes to the SMSs, when you get SMSs asking for a personal information with sense of urgency, lottery scam or Nigerian scam, don't fall prey, don't click any link, right? That is coming from unknown center, unknown basically number, that is important. Visit official sites of service providers to contact the support. This is again we have seen it, a lot of part-time job, some of the service provider contact numbers, right? Always you need to check the respective the equipment manufacturer site to get the service support contact numbers, because we have seen a lot of people fall prey for these things, right? Picking the number from Google, whatever available. Somebody could have put the fraudulent number. They call and they guide to basically make the payment. They never get service. They fall prey for some of these scams. A lot of scams are available, part-time job, a lot more things, right? So always rely on official websites, right? So last thing is, remember that bank would never ask you to verify your account through a call or never ask for any personal information. That is important. Then again, the don'ts, obviously we spoke, right? One of the thumb rule you need to remember is don't click the link, suspicious link that is coming from unknown center. If you follow this thumb rule, I think most of the security part will be taken care. And don't respond to unknown caller, never share the personal information, never display your personal information, right? Sensitive information on your social media accounts. This 3-4, the fundamental, the hygiene, that would take care of your individual privacy, that would take care of your account actually safety and security. Okay. With that note, I think I have come to this end of the session. What I can do is I can also show maybe 5 minutes. I can take time to show on the SIC website. Okay, this is the Cyber Society of India website. You can see the event links, right? All our programs, the future programs, the past programs, updates are available. And we do have a YouTube channel. You can see all our programs, videos are available, all our programs. Predominantly, we conducted in-person workshops covering various emerging cybercrime topics, cyber law, Indian Evidence Act 65B, the compensation to the cyber victims, adjudication under IT Act, then again, cybercrime related awareness, a lot of programs we have done it, social engineering, phishing related things, we conducted school programs, all are available. If you go here, you can subscribe, it is available free, you can look at it. We would also encourage you to be part of some of our the programs, upcoming programs. We can extend the invite, maybe we can take the registration details from CSI, we can extend to CSI members as well as the teachers. I would encourage you to be part of these actually sessions to get updates on emerging cybercrime trends, security guidelines. This is one. And I have been regularly speaking in the TV channels on various things, the cybercrime related overview, cybercrime related awareness. So these things are available. This is my website, and you can also look at. If you go to TV channel, sometime back I spoke in DD Tamil channel. It is again 30 minutes. I have covered completely on all the top 5 cybercrime related overview, right? Top 5 cybercrime, the scenarios, how do you overcome? Then recently I spoke about this is Sanjar Sadi, the initiative done by the government of India, basically to report as well as report basically a lost mobile, stolen mobile, right? How do you report? And once you found this mobile, how do you unblock your email? This is again available, Sun News, I gave the channel. Then again, recently there is one on the FedEx scam, right? The courier scam. You will get a call from unknown stating that you have a parcel which is linked to some of the unwanted activities, right? It could be linked to some drug groups, or it has certain suspicious the content within the parcel. So they claim that they are calling from Cybercrime Department of Mumbai. It's a kind of a virtual arrest, right? They will ask you to join the Skype. They will not allow you to disconnect from a Skype, and they'll say, you please actually tell us what all bank accounts you have. You share all the bank account related details, then ask you to transfer all your money to the third party account to see. You'll have to prove that there is no linkage to any of the drug actually smugglers, right? Then they'll say all your money should be in a third account for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We will observe. After that, the money will be transferred back to you. But what will happen? Once you move this account, once you move your funds to the third party account, right? Whatever they are actually claiming, from there, it is a kind of a thing, right? Moment it lands, the amount get actually transferred to the multiple people. You will never get it. That's all. This is a scam. It is going on. This sometime back on the Sun News. And second half, our secretary, Mr. Balu, who was the Assistant Commissioner of Police, the cybercrime, right? He has handled a lot of cases. He is currently a secretary, and earlier he was a president in Cyber Society of India. So together we have done a lot of programs. He is again a continuous regular speaker in TV channels, again the magazines. We have been doing awareness through various initiatives. One is we jointly work with other forums for creating this awareness, and then we also participate in the TV channels on various cybercrime related topics, creating a cybercrime related awareness. At least once in 2 months, we conduct a physical in-person workshop wherein the government officials, law enforcement, predominantly the judiciary, lawyers, advocate, cyber law students, and then the students are part of it. Already we are having 7 student chapters. One of the recent thing is Sai Ram College in Chennai. We had actually memorandum of understanding with Sai Ram College of Chennai. We created the student chapter, and last month we conducted one awareness program. Like that, we have like-minded people comes together. Idea, the vision is to impart cyber awareness to the netizens who are using this basically the internet, right? To know about emerging cybercrime trends and then overcome with some of the security guidelines. So with this, I conclude my session. Maybe we can open up for questions. I am happy to answer if you have any questions.
So if you want to put the direct question to the speaker, please unmute and you can ask him directly.
Namaste, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir. The session was wonderful. I don't know whether you can say this here. Can you suggest any specific few of best antiviruses?
Yeah, you can, a lot of things. I don't want to recommend any specific the OEM product, but you can look at it.
Understand.
Bitdefender, Kaspersky. There are a lot of things are available. It comes with a cost, but we should look at today. It is also provide the security for your end devices and gadgets, right? Because today the malicious program available for all, even your mobile device, irrespective of the platform which it runs. So it is worthwhile to go for some of the top 3, right? You choose one of the things based on whatever your commercial viability, right? The options, the features available, but go with the total security, which has got capability of the malware as well as the ransomware protection. That's my
Thank you, sir. Can I have one more question here?
Yes.
Some people are saying if you purchase original Windows, is it enough to have antivirus there itself? They themselves give malware defender.
It works.
Is
it
it
works.
enough?
Right. It works. If you go with the Microsoft basically license, Microsoft product is Windows Defender, right? It comes with the antivirus. So you can go for it.
Thank you so much.
Any other question? Any other question from the participants? Please unmute yours and ask. Somebody was trying to ask or talk. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You covered some of the things like what is phishing and like how to protect our password, like how frequently the passwords are getting affected, like how we have to change it. And also we have touched upon ransomware, how to overcome it. So thank you for your session, and you also showed some of the live things also. Thank you so much, sir. We were like, it will be useful for both the teachers and the student community.